Welcome to Office Hours. I'm Steve Drost. With me, as always, Will Kaplan. And of course, both of us from Quivr, which is the CRM built by financial advisors for financial advisors. Our objective at Quivr is super simple. How can we help you run your business at peak efficiency? Each episode of Office Hours, we tackle a couple of cool items that came directly from our Quivr users who are trying to make their life just a little bit easier.
Hey, Steve. So this is kind of an interesting one. I don't remember if it was an office hours topic or if it came in through the tickets, but essentially what was going on here, the question that got posed to us was, I want to use an external form to collect data on my website or to be able to send data in an email or send a form in an email to a client, have them fill it out. But then where this is kind of falling apart is I don't know that data came back. It's not showing up in the system. Like it's there, but nobody knows to go look for it. Does that make sense?
It does. I had a user that had like the same issue with a really cool solution.
That's awesome. So, yeah, tell me more about like how you guys solved that. Cause like I had some ideas, but yeah, let me know how you
Full
solved this one.
disclosure, it was their idea. He's got a really common name, so I'll say it. Josh is his name. One of our newer-ish users, and his firm, they send questionnaires to prospective clients and clients all the time. But the issue, like you just said, is how do they have, right? So you're using JotForm, Precise FP, some sort of Google Forms, etc. How are you getting that data back into the system? And then, and this is the issue they were facing, how do we make getting that data into the system then actionable? So for example, I have a prospect, just like you mentioned, fill out the questionnaire on my website that's connected to a tool that then moves them into Quivr as a prospect. Well, what they did was just like they take, first name, last name, email, phone number, etc., and they get that into the system so that the household and the contacts and all that good stuff is created automatically. They have a date field in the system that they don't use. So let's just say they don't care about long-term care. Well, we have a field in the system that says, when is the last time you reviewed long-term care? And what he did was he said that anytime that questionnaire is completed, update that field to today. So what that did, right? So if somebody filled out the questionnaire yesterday, that's then going to get updated to yesterday was 3/26/2025. Well, overnight, then he's using Archr, which is our automation tool, and says, Archr, hey, Quivr, when that date is yesterday, which again, Archer's looking at 2 a.m. every single night. When that date is yesterday, which today's now the 27th, so it's 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock where I am, so 9 hours ago, Quivr would have noticed that date is yesterday, which now means somebody filled out our prospect form on our website. Then because Archr can find that, you can kick anything off that you want. So they have this really cool prospecting process or workflow that they've built, right? CSA, reach out, call them, try to get the meeting scheduled. Paraplanner, do this, right? Lead advisor, send out an automated email that says, hey, thanks for whatever, reaching out on our website. Here's a video telling us who you are. And it all happens automatically, right? It's going to get kicked off automatically. And it was very impressive that they thought about that. And another reason I love our community, because I never would have thought of that. I would have been the guy going to ChatGPT and searching, how can I make this kick off, blah, 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 blah. And his ability to just say, well, I'm not using that field, I'll repurpose it, was really, really cool. I mean, think about what you could do with this, right? You could you could repurpose fields or create your own fields on things get uploaded. Questionnaires get completed. And next thing you know, you have Quivr not only getting that data directly from your form software, but now you have the things you need to do automatically getting assigned.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the really powerful things about the system is, obviously in some of these asynchronous cases where, I'm asking clients to send in their tax returns so we can do tax planning, and they may not all do it immediately when I send them that email. Like they may wait and sit on it until the weekend. And then eventually they finally send it back. And it's like, I don't necessarily want to go check every day to see this stuff is here. Like I can have the system tell me it's here with that, like, oh, new tax return just came in, go and take a look at it. And then maybe send something, get the holistic plan tax letter or what do they call it? The summary, and, send that back to the client. Like there's a lot of ways that you could sort of use this kind of information comes in, you tick a box, update a field, do something like that. And then Archr wakes up and goes and does other stuff. That's really cool.
The vision when we started Quivr was, how could I help? Well, actually it was me, right? How can I have a system that helped me implement my service calendar as efficiently as possible without the quality of service dropping an inch? And what this guy did and what you're talking about right there, I mean, if you back up, it literally starts with a whiteboard. If we look over on my side right here, I have a massive whiteboard. I don't know, it's probably like 6 or 7 feet big. It's huge. It was hard to get into my office, but I literally sat there and I mapped out everything I wanted to do for my niche. And I reverse engineered that. Okay, if I want to look at case statements from my still working non-retired clients every January and every July, how do I make that happen? And now what he just told me, I'm like, oh, that's an amazing idea. Because if that 401k comes in, there has to be, I haven't done this yet, but like there has to be a way for that to get pushed into Quivr automatically, trigger a date field, which is all he did, and then have that automatically kick off the task telling me it's time to review this person's 401k. That's awesome. So now what happens is my workflow gets kicked off. My admin is doing all of the requesting. I just log in the morning and get told what 401ks I have to review, or like that. I don't know. To me, it was really cool. It was a really, really, really easy and simple way to merge the power of other tools and Quivr's automation. It was really cool.
And, the other thing that I think is so interesting about this is like, they're solving this on prospect data coming in. You're looking to solve this on like a 401k review. When I got started with Salesforce, I mean, this is like back in probably 2020, 2021, so 4 or 5 years ago, I was interested in like totally automating risk tolerance questionnaires because I didn't want to do them anymore.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's great, but I need to know when it comes in. And so like, we're all solving kind of a very similar issue in slightly different ways, which is, like that's part of the cool flexibility of this system is it does give you that, that type of functionality. So yeah, it's just really cool.
But the desired outcome is the same. Something happens by somebody else. Somebody else does something. And when that something happens, somebody on my team or me, I need to do something. That's it. It doesn't matter if it's a prospect filling out a form or I don't know. It doesn't matter what that is, because if we can get that data into the system, we now have found another way that you can make the action items that are required on whatever action that was that the client or prospective client completed. Nothing is going to fall through the cracks. Like
Right.
that's it. Everything that we do as advisors is more or less, dependent on what our client does, our prospective client does, our regulators tell us we have to do, right? We have all these things we have to be reactive towards. And if you can then figure out a way to get that, which there are ways to do that. We were talking about one right now. To get that into your system, you can then whiteboard that service calendar or those required action items and just do them when it's time for you to do them.
And Steve, that's such a cool thing to bring up too, because I mean, I feel like one of our core principles is kind of try to get advisors to shift from that reactive to a proactive method of working in your business. And this is it exactly. Like, I don't want to have to go review a bunch of reports to figure out like, what am I supposed to do today? I just want a task where it's
tell me what I need to do.
Yes, 100%. That's it. And yeah, it's so cool.
I love it. And that's why I love our community. I love office hours because I became a better advisor by learning how that person did that, and by Josh and his team. But that's a wrap. Good stuff. This might be my favorite office hours that we've recorded so far. If you're a Quivr user, remember, join us on Wednesdays. And even if you don't have questions, selfishly, I want to hear what cool things you guys are doing so that we can help spread that message and we can all be better. If you're not a Quivr user, that's okay. Nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. But remember, it's not too late. Schedule a demo. Come meet us. Come hang out for a bit and see Quivr in action for yourself.